Women are so smart, so beautiful, so kind. They just like, we have this capacity that is beyond anything that I could ever imagine with a man. Here's a petition to kill flip-flops. All the flip-flops in the world need to be burnt. I'm going through a personal journey of decentering men and decentering romance in particular, to be like, how can I build up all these friendships that are so meaningful that I'm not searching for that connection in a perfect partner that probably doesn't exist.
Hi, besties. Welcome back to the Single Besties Podcast. It is me, Montana Duran, and I am joined in a very cozy space with a very special guest, Ashley Dorr. Welcome to the podcast.
Hi. Thanks for having me.
Thanks for having me in your house.
Oh, you're welcome. I love our house. It's very cozy. And someone once said that our living room feels like a bedroom. And I took that as like the best compliment. I'm like, so you want to like cozy up?
It does, because you want to be able to like live in your home and like feel like you can be like cozy everywhere you go. And that's what I get from this place.
Good.
Thank you for opening up. We start with a question.
Okay.
When is the last time you went on a date?
The last time I went on a date, oh God, was like 2 months ago.
Okay.
And it was actually a very, very cute date.
Oh, what do you want to like tell us?
Sure. So it was my first like real date. I'm bi. So it was my first real date with a woman since my ex. And men are easier to go on dates with because it's like, they're like, whatever. But like women, it's like, it's more special.
Okay.
Anyway, so I met this girl out and it was just like this crazy chemistry. So I went to go DM her and be like, to ask her out. And she had already DM'd me asking me out. And I was like, it's so cute. And so we both had the same idea too. I was like, oh, we should go do a picnic. She's like, oh my God, I was literally going to ask you if we should go on a picnic. So even funnier, I texted her like, hey, this is what I'm bringing to the picnic. She's like, girl, I was going to bring that exact same thing to the picnic. And it was like some random like cucumber salad. So anyway, we went and had a picnic and I just felt like really cute. I brought her this like big bouquet of flowers. And at the time she had like broken her leg or her foot. So she was in a cast. She was like hobbling around. She was just so cute. It was such a precious, like wholesome date.
That seems
But it did make me realize that I'm not ready to date.
Oh, okay.
I was like, oh, this is really good. And yet still, I'm like,
That's same thing happened to me when I went on my first date. After it was like, oh, nope, I don't belong here.
Yeah, I just like, yeah.
Did you have a breakup?
I did have a breakup. I had my first, I had a breakup. And it was like one of those long, complicated breakups where it's like, we break up, we're back together. We break up, we're back together. We're friends, but we're not friends because we're still sleeping together. It was just like a lot. And it was my first girlfriend. And to say I was obsessed with her would be probably an understatement. Like I've never loved somebody as much as I loved her.
Yeah.
So I think the breakup process was really interesting. I've had breakups with men that are like horrible, end of the world. I think my life's going to shatter because I feel like when you break up with a man in today's society, you feel like you're breaking up with safety or feel like you're breaking up with like tradition and a future. But like with the woman, it's just so different. It's like the emotional depth is and understanding is so much deeper that the breaking up is less of like a societal breakup and more of like an inner. Does that make sense?
Yeah, it's like more emotional. Like I've never been in a relationship with a woman, but but I can equate it to like I lost a friend around the same time I lost the partner, and I got more upset about the friend because it was a friend breakup, like that the girlfriend, like you have such a connection, like you're my person,
womanhood, like to be able to relate to another woman, like it's just deeper. Like female friendships, even I feel like are deeper than a lot of people's straight marriages.
I talk about this all the time because I am genuinely in love with my friends. I just date men. Like, like me and my roommate, we joke all the time. I'm like, we could live together until we get married because like, you're just like my like my person.
And I think that as a society, we need to start focusing on that. Like I'm going through a personal journey of decentering men and decentering romance in particular, to be like, how can I build up all these friendships that are so meaningful that I'm not searching for that connection in a perfect partner that probably doesn't exist? Because let's be real. Statistically speaking, like, what are the chances that the love of your life, the perfect person, lives within a 10 to 15 mile radius of you? Like, come on. I think that, like, we've been fed that you have to find the person, you have to find this right person. There's probably not a right person, or there's multiple, you know? And it's just like, I found myself constantly when I'd be out places or even at the grocery store and I'm walking my dog, I'd be like, ooh, are you my person? And when you're talking to another human through the lens of, are you my potential mate? You miss things. You miss out on experiences. You miss out on building relationships with women because, you know, it can be very competitive too to like date. Dating seems like just a weird competition.
It seems like
you know,
like evolutionary, like predator, like hunting your prey and things like that.
Like you have to get the best catch so that someone else doesn't get it first, even if that best catch isn't actually the best for you. You know, I have a lot of friends who I see just like jumping into these relationships with people who don't share the same values, don't respect them. I'm like, do you even like this person? Like, or are you just getting married because you think that's what you're supposed to do?
You said like a mouthful right there. Like, so we need to just
unpack it a little bit.
Can we unpack it?
Yeah.
Decentering men. Where like, that's amazing. I just loved that whole phrase, like decentering men. Like, what does that mean though? Like, what does that mean to you?
It means like in daily life, your goal is not to find a partner. For me, it's like decentering men in the romantic sense. But also we need to decenter men because the patriarchy is so steeped into everything we do as women. Like, I don't think people realize how much the patriarchy actually affects us in our everyday life. And if we take away this desire to please and to search out a man, like, what do we have left? And a lot of people don't have much left because they find their worth in another, in a man specifically. I queer relationships are a little bit different because you don't have that same like societal structure of man, woman. You know, there's always like a masc femme vibe, but it's different. So like in straight relationships or bi women who date men, like take away the men and honestly, you'll be happier. Like, and if someone says I'm wrong, they're lying to themselves.
I literally was just thinking, I was like, I kind of, because I was trying to date after the breakup like way too soon. So I've just been like really focused on healing the past couple months. And I like thought yesterday, I was like, wait, life has been really peaceful. Life has been really peaceful. I'm like, I don't want a man disrupting my peace right now.
No.
Because anytime like I have a crush on someone or something, it ruins.
And it shouldn't ruin us.
No.
Why is it ruining you? You're smart, you're successful, you're interesting, you're beautiful, you're funny. Why the fuck do you need someone to come in and ruin your peace? For what? For some dick? Because it's that good? Like, let's be real. Like, I'm just being honest. Like, the orgasm gap. Don't even get me started on that because, no, for real. Women are not receiving pleasure from their lovers in the same way that men are receiving pleasure.
And they're faking it for them. They're stroke the man's faking ego.
It. Like, we've all faked it.
Yeah.
Because
I'm a virgin, so.
Yeah,
my mom watches everything I do.
Totally a virgin. But I mean, like, this is like news. The New York Times, I think it was the New York Times, don't quote me on that, just put out this whole like statistical analysis of straight marriage. And statistically, and like there's literal facts and evidence to back this up, women's lives get worse and they become more unhappy when they get married. Men's lives get better when they get married. They're more respected, they get more pay, they get more, you know, status at work. Like people are like, oh, you're married, I respect you. Whereas it's a woman, you're like, oh, you're married, go home and have babies. Like, it's crazy to me that like the society knows that a woman will be more unhappy in a relationship And yet all society does is tell you had to be in a relationship. So tell me, make that make sense.
It doesn't.
It doesn't. They want us to be in pain.
But do you believe that like a good relationship does exist?
Yes.
I didn't mean to stump you like that.
It wasn't, I was genuinely thinking about it. As I get older, this is like this is a side answer. As I get older, I'm starting to understand polyamory more and the appeal of that, because I don't think it's realistic to put all of your happiness and all of your relationship happiness in another person. I don't think that's responsible. I don't think it's realistic. And I'm like, oh, look, maybe you could have partners who fulfill certain aspects. Or alternatively, you could fulfill those things in yourself and for yourself. So that's also what decentering men is. Like, I say I'm laying in bed at night and I'm like, I really want to text that guy. It's like, and this sounds crazy, but I will text myself. I will text myself. I'll say, good night, babe. You're so hot, or something. And that is a way that I'm like, okay, I got the attention that I wanted, because all I wanted out of that was attention. I don't actually want a man to come over and be in my bed right now. Like, no, ew, you smell. Like, get out of my space. So it's like, how can you be the things that you're looking for?
Wait, I love that. I love that. You'll text yourself?
I'll text myself.
Because I think a lot of it is attention. Like, I've talked to my roommate about, like, when I'm feeling like, oh, that's when I'll get on Hinge, just to be like, oh, someone liked me, and then I won't get on for like 2 more weeks. So it's like, just finding ways to do that for yourself is, I love that. That's
you want
amazing.
attention, you want to feel good, put on some fucking lingerie, do your makeup, and take selfies.
Oh my gosh.
I'm telling you, that is so much more satisfying than texting some random dude.
Me and my friend, because I have, and we can kind of talk about it. You would talk the breakup of it all and the you know, like confidence stuff. I just got out of a bit of a situation that was abuse.
Oh.
And I was really low, like really, really low. And my friend has always wanted to do like a boudoir shoot. And so we booked a Peer Space, got lingerie, and went and had a full photo shoot just together. And
that's incredible.
It healed me. Like, I was like, okay, I'm back.
That's literally incredible. I love hearing that. That is girl power.
That is
what girl power is. That is girl power.
You're a model though, like, because when I look back at those pictures, I was like, girl, you are not a model for me. Like, I was like,
well, first of all, I'm sure if someone else saw the photos, they'd be like, holy shit, that's incredible.
Yeah, but like, so you're a model.
Yes, I am. I don't really do print anymore, but I am a model. Yeah, I do a lot of fit modeling, it's called. So anyway, it's boring. Actually, it's fun.
Not boring.
It's actually, it's
Don't
fun.
talk about my friend like that. My cool friend that's a model.
So if we want to talk about confidence,
like, so your confidence, like, you're out here.
The modeling thing happened accidentally.
Mm-hmm.
I think, like, to tie modeling and confidence into dating.
Okay.
I really was convinced my whole life that the only things I had to offer was my big boobs and being pretty and being kind. Like, those were the things that everyone said, like, why don't you have a partner? You're so pretty. Why don't you have this? Like, oh my God. Like, things like that. But like, from a young age, I'm talking like young, because I developed early and I've always been taller and I've always been mature. And that was really because I was forced to be. But when I became a model, I really thought, like, oh, look at that. It's true. All I have to offer is being pretty. And now I'm getting paid to be pretty. And so it was like this weird, it actually like took away my confidence, because I was like, oh, this confirms all of my fears, is that all I have is being pretty. So it was really interesting. I say all that to go back to the beginning. I had a friend, but we weren't even friends at this time. And I met this girl out at a bar, actually. She was there with some weird dude, and I was there with some weird dude. And so we found each other. No, dead ass, they're both so weird, these guys. They turned out to be hella toxic. So we got together, and she's like, oh my God, you're so hot. I'm starting a swimwear line. Do you want to model for me? And I was like, yes. So I did this, and I had never taken photos of myself. And I found a journal entry recently from before that was like, I hope one day I'll be confident enough to post myself in a bikini on Instagram, blah, blah, blah. And then I get this, this person being like, hey, you want to model my swimwear for me? And I tell you, the second that camera did the first, I was like, holy fuck, I love this. This is great. I just felt like comfortable. And mind you, my grandma was a photographer, so I've had a camera like in my face my entire fucking life. So it's kind of like I've been primed for this.
Yeah, you were made for this.
Yeah. So an agent saw those pictures and was like, hey, do you want to be a model? But this was during COVID. So it's just like a weird time. But it was a lot of fun. I wouldn't say that. I thought it was like my thing that was going to be like my calling. And I'm realizing the more I get to know myself, like it's just a part of me.
Yeah.
Like it's the least exciting thing about me. But I really took a lot of worth being like, I'm a model. Like I was like, that's just saying that made me have this like false confidence.
I love that though. That it's not because I feel like some people like that it like, oh my God, it's my identity. That's who I am. And that's just everything. But to be so multifaceted, I think is truly like a blessing and like a gift to that just be one part of who you are in the grand scheme of things, which I've only known you for like a month and a half now.
Yeah.
And you're also very kind. You're into the heal. Like there's so much more to you. So like that makes sense.
Yeah. But I just think like maybe it's because I'm a Pisces or because I have severe ADHD. I also have such a problem with being like confined.
Put in a box. Yes.
You put me in a box and I'm gonna be like, fuck you. And I'm gonna literally like destroy the box because I just can't. I don't know. There's something about it where I just feel so like, oh, let me free. Like I need to like be able to do a million things. And someone was like, oh, so you're an entrepreneur. And I was like, oh.
Yeah, I didn't.
Wait, I literally am, aren't I? Like I started a business. I'm a freelance model. I'm a nanny. Like that's my own thing that I do. I'm not like, I don't work for anyone except for like the family I work for, but it was just like a damn. Oh yeah, I am. That's crazy.
No, I didn't realize I was too till someone else called me it, and I was like, oh,
that's what that is. That's what this hustle and grind is called.
I love it though.
Yeah.
I love it though. So we met through Threads, my new favorite app. My favorite app is always the one that's working for me at the time.
Threads. I need to download it. I haven't.
Did we not meet on Threads?
No. I was just going to let you go with that, but no, we didn't. We met on Instagram.
Oh,
I saw.
It was when all the Thread stuff was happening.
I saw your reel.
I lied.
I think I saw it on TikTok. Are you on TikTok?
Yeah, that's where I have the most followers, but I don't never post.
I think I saw a video pop up on TikTok, so I followed you on Instagram. And
then I saw your journal club.
Yeah, somebody slid into somebody's DM. I was like, I have to know this woman.
I think I did. Okay, this is where I think I'm getting confused because I had messaged you, like, did we connect from Threads? And then you're like, no, TikTok. I remember this now. Cut all this out. I fucked up. Okay, so we met on Instagram.
The gram.
And you host a monthly journal club, which the psychology girly in me, I love a journal. It really helps me. And I was like kind of nervous to go, but like, and even through talking about this, like you're very in tune with like emotions and healing and things like that. Like where did the idea of journal club come from? And like the healing, the love, like this deep healing.
Like where did it come from?
Yeah, where did it come from?
So I would say since COVID, I really started a journey of self-discovery, like deep self-discovery. I came out during that time.
Wow.
Yeah, I'd always known that there was something, but it really took my very gay cousin to be like, bitch, you are gay. I'm like, oh shit, fuck, I am. So shout out Kellen.
Love Kellen.
Kellen.
My journal club.
My best friend. But Kellen actually has been a huge part of my healing process because we're really close. It's my cousin, my best friend, and Kellen also deeply cares about healing and communicating. And Kellen and I we communicate with each other incredibly. Just the ability to be super honest and very vulnerable all at the same time, and to take feedback. Like, we both are like, hey, I didn't like that. That hurt my feelings. And instead of being like, well, it's like, okay, how can we move past this? Like, we've really worked hard on our relationship. Anyway, so I had that. I was sexually assaulted right before COVID. So that kind of sent me into a very dark place, especially because then the whole world shut down and you're like forced to face these things, right? So I, just started writing more. I've always been a journaler. I have journals like from second grade, like writing shit out. Like, I've always loved it. And I'm not a good writer per se, but it's just an outlet for me that's always like made sense. So through COVID, journaled a lot, dealt with a lot, moved into this house maybe 4 years ago. Beautiful. Within like a month of living here, I had a full-blown mental breakdown, wanted to be off this earth, and it really scared me. It really scared me into healing. So I got an incredible therapist, did EMDR. I don't know if have you heard of EMDR?
I've heard of this.
Oh my God, EMDR changed my life. It's like you desensitize traumatic experiences and you rewire your neural pathways through tapping. It sounds so simple, but it's like there's a formula to it. And it really changed my life. And so that, like, my therapist is an incredible woman and I love her. Oh. And I hope that she's my therapist for the rest of time. Oh. She holds me accountable. She gives me great advice. Like, she's just a total blessing. But EMDR really changed my life. Also, I was diagnosed with PMDD. And if for those who don't know, it's called premenstrual dysphoric disorder. So basically, it's like PMS
on crack.
Yeah, that's exactly what I was going to say. And I was like, should I say that? It's PMS on crack every month. It would be to the point where, like, I would think about killing myself once a month. And that is just I'm going to get emotional. Like, the way that weighs on you is so gnarly. And I'm a very, like, sensitive person too. So it's just so hard to navigate the world when your brain is like, the chemistry's fucked up and it's literally telling you, like, no one likes you, everyone hates you, you're so fat, you're so ugly, you're so disgusting, you're this, you're that, kill yourself, blah, blah, blah. And it's just like, whoa, I'm just trying to, like, live. And then it would go away. As soon as my period started, boom, back to normal. I don't think anyone can understand unless you have it, how disorienting that is. So I was like, there's no really cure for it either. Like, you can take medicine, which I love medicine for when you need it. But I would prefer not to be on medicine. That's just my personal choice. So I've been on medicine throughout my life for, like, ADHD, for depression, whatever, to, like, take the edge off. But journaling and EMDR really turned my whole life around. Because when you journal, or when you write anything or speak it with a friend, you are forced to put your feelings into a logical order, right? So you have to, like, tell a story. So by writing it out, you're thinking through those big emotions. So that's why journaling is also, like, a really good outlet, because you're, like, forced to put your thoughts down. And when you have to organize your thoughts, you think about them. So, there's a lot of revelations. And I was like, oh my God, like, I have seen my life dramatically change over I would say really, like, truly dramatically change over the past 2-3 years. And I was like, wait, I have to share this with people. Like, I have to share this with people. Also, I do manifestation work, and I really was manifesting friends, specifically female friends and queer friendships, because I just needed women in my life. And every year I get older, I need women more. And not, like, in a romantic, sexual way, like, just need women around me. Like, women are so smart, so beautiful, so kind. They just, like, we have this capacity that is beyond anything that I could ever imagine with a man. And I don't, like, hate men.
Yeah, me either.
But I don't like them. Sorry. Let me clarify. Cis het men. I don't like men who were born straight men and are now still straight men. Like, I like gay men, I like trans men, I like masculine presenting people, but there's like, and I only say that too because men don't give me a lot of reasons to like them. The only people who have ever really deeply hurt me in my life are men. Like, physically and emotionally, you know? So anyway, we digress. But yeah, so I wanted to create a place for.
I don't hate men, but I don't like them.
There are a few special men in my life, for sure. Like, I'm not going to say it's not all men because I hate that phrase. And I think it takes away a lot of responsibility on men to do their work, to be better. But like my brother, I love my brother.
Me too. Sometimes.
I love him more now, isn't it? I did not love him. I mean, I've always loved him. I definitely did not like him for a phase, but like, that's understandable. But anyway, so journal club. I was like, I got this crazy fucking idea. Let's just get some people together to do what I love to do. Mind you, like I said, I'm a Pisces.
Okay.
Water sign. Had to be on the beach. So I was like, this is why we're doing it on the beach. Also because the waves, it's like very therapeutic. The feet in the sand, very grounding.
I always feel like I'm healing when I go to the beach.
Yeah, I was like...
Literally, it's so... You realize how small you are.
Yes. In the best way.
Yes.
Yeah. You're like, wow. Also, like, if even just putting your feet in the water, it's like, oh, I'm like washing away. Like, you feel the toxins just like draining from your body into the ocean. And the ocean can handle it. The ocean can take your pain. You know? Just take it. It's yours now. Love you, girl. Thanks. Bye.
Thank you.
Yeah. So I was shocked when people showed up to the first journal club. I was like, holy fuck, this is real. Like, people actually want to be a part of something that I love. And it was really emotional. And it's still, after every journal club, I have to take like that day and the next day, I'm like drained. Like, emotionally just so drained because I really put my whole fucking pussy into it. You know, just the whole fucking thing. I am in there.
No, I get it. Because
you get it.
I get it, but because it is so special. Like, I've been the past 2 months and I truly got something out of it, like, both times. And like, it brought up things even in me, like, for example, you asked that question about the goals or like, not the goals, but like
3 achievements.
Yeah. And it brought up something in me like, oh, you've been so anxious through these 3 things, and then it all just worked out. So like, maybe stop being so anxious. I'm like, oh my God. Like, it just, and then the conversations with everyone, like, it just it opens up such a safe space. Like, and it's beautiful to like be a part. How long have you been doing it? Because I've only been coming like 2 months. So like, how long?
4 months.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
And we've grown like more than double since I started 4 months ago. And it just keeps growing. And it's like this like happiness. It's just growing and growing. And every time I'm like, oh, wow, the energy is so fucking good. There's no way the energy is going to be better. And it's still so good every time.
Wow.
And the people who show up are people who like want to focus on themselves. Like, there's no rules either. People are like, I don't journal. I'm like, you don't have to journal either. You can just read the question and sit there and think about it. You don't have to write it down if you don't want to. I mean, I recommend that you do, but you know, like, that's why we do the breath work. That's why we do these like lube questions, the little easy questions.
Oh, I love those.
Yeah, because it just gets your brain like, okay, now we're writing. Like, let's do this. So it was pretty incredible to create a formula in my head that I'm like, I think this will be a good formula. And then to like do it and be like, oh my God, it was a good formula. It's just really affirming because, like I said, I've struggled a lot with my PMDD, and I think about a year and a half ago was the last time I really had some intense suicidal ideation. And to think that now I'm here, like crossing off one of my like dream things that I've always wanted to do, going from that to this in that amount of time is just like, and it's because I started focusing on myself. How can I love myself? Not like, I love you, girl. Like, but like deeply love who I am and get to know who I am. Like, you hide a lot. You don't realize how much you hide from others and yourself. And then when you start to sort of peel back all of that shit, it's pretty incredible what you discover.
I think too, it's loving yourself, but accepting yourself, like accepting like the duality of who you are. Like you are, or for me, like I am like super kind and loving, but like sometimes I get pissed off, and that's okay. Because I used to hate those like negative things about myself, but then I'm like, no, like everything is still true about me, but like there's duality to it all, and I can accept myself for who I am.
Have you done shadow work?
Some.
Girl, what you just described is shadow work. It's looking at the parts of ourselves that we hide, good and bad, and you stuff them away, and it turns into shame, turns into pain. And so when you look at your shadow and you get to befriend your shadow and you get to know all those things, you start to not realize that like, oh, anger is a totally normal and acceptable emotion. Now, if you let anger rule your life, okay, let's like work through that. But like anger is a totally normal human emotion. I was just talking to Kellen about this because not to air out Kellen's laundry, but like we're airing it out.
Is Kellen coming on the pod next?
Oh my God, you should have Kellen on the pod. Kellen's just an incredible radical queer.
To clear his name, he's like, okay. I gotta clear my. What are you guys talking about?
So, but like we were talking about anger.
Okay.
Like the shame about feeling anger. And I'm like, but like anger is so weaponized by a lot of people that of course you're gonna feel like awkward feeling angry, especially as a woman, because you're afraid people are gonna call you a bitch. They're gonna say you're horrible, you're hard to work with, you're difficult. I'm like, I'm not difficult, I just have an opinion. Like there's a difference, you know? And so I urge you to look into shadow work.
Yeah, I definitely used to have a lot more shame and stuff. And like I've done some with my therapist, but I should look into it more. I should do more of it.
It's hard work.
Yeah.
It's hard work.
Yeah.
You have to be in a space, especially if you're coming out of like a really intense and
that's kind of where we were
horrible situation.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We were like working on it, then the thing happened, and so we've kind of put a pause on that and are just focusing on getting me right.
Good.
From that.
Yeah.
So
yeah. And I think that the not dating while you're healing, especially from a pain of a relationship, is really important.
Yeah. At first I didn't go back to therapy, but she told me that. I was like, no, I'm just going to go on a bunch of dates.
Listen,
forget.
We all fucking do that.
Yeah.
I went on, that's my pattern too. Break up, go on a million dates. I'm like, oh, I hate this. Ew. And then I recover from the relationship. It's like you kind of need to like get all that like out.
I had to get it out, I think, because a lot of my friends were like, you need to stop dating. And I'm like, you don't know what I need.
You don't know me, in fact.
You don't know my shadows.
Oh, man. I mean, that's true.
I think, though, coming back to Journal Club, especially after the pandemic, I think and I really appreciate you opening up and sharing so much that you did. Like, that is so, I thank you so much. Like, I respect you and your story, and thank you for sharing. But I think a lot of people were also feeling that same way. And like coming out of the pandemic, people have been craving community. Yeah. Craving it. And so, and you can see it because there was a time where we were like, are we ever going to be able to meet up again? And then now that's why I think it's such like a thriving space, because we've all just went through collective trauma and then individual trauma inside of the collective trauma. Like we need places to come back together and like heal together.
Yeah. Oh, 100%.
We're better together.
Amen. Don't say cheers. Water. I think that's bad luck, but like whatever.
What?
Cheersing with water.
Well, this is Gatorade.
I don't really drink either, so water for me. The other thing that I've really noticed about Journal Club is I've had many people give me the feedback that because we're talking about deep things and because we're like in the breakout groups and stuff, like your relationship building is super speed because it's not surface. Like people are craving depth. Like I am pretty incapable of having a surface level conversation. I can't do it. Also, why should we do it? It's so boring. Like, why do you want to talk to people about the fucking weather? Like, I don't care.
Small talk sucks.
It sucks. I hate it. Like, we need to denormalize small talk. Like, let's just get right to the business. Also, that's why dating's hard for me, because you have to do all this performative bullshit. And I'm like, so what are your long-term goals? What are your traumas? Like, what can we work through? Like, what do you, like, I get so deep and they're like, what the fuck is wrong with you? And I'm like, what the fuck is wrong with you?
Like, how's your relationship with your mother?
Yeah.
What'd she do?
But you can tell.
Yeah.
Especially men right off. I'm like, well, you have mommy issues.
I wanted to come back to this, like, because you said it in the beginning about how I was like, I connect with women more, but I just date men. I think men also connect more with other men. But I just date girls.
I have some pretty radical beliefs about this. I think men in general, a huge portion of men, let me just try to, don't like women at all. In fact, they hate women. They resent women. They don't like us. They don't want to be around us. They don't want to be our friends. They want to procreate because of ego, and they want to have someone to take care of them. And I only say this because I've seen it. I'm not making this shit up out of nowhere. Like, you see it. Statistically, it's proven. Men want to be in a relationship for a few reasons. They would much rather hang out with other dudes. Mm-hmm. And it's like, okay, but can we be honest about that then? Like, if you don't like us, just say that. And go form a pod of dudes somewhere, like in little, dude land or something, like, it's just like this weird, I hate too when men like talk about how they want to have kids. And I'm like, you say you want to have 4 kids because you're not pushing a kid out of your fucking vagina. Mm-hmm. Like, you're not caring for your kids. Mm-hmm. The amount of people that I know who have children with these men, and the men like literally like babysit their own kids is, and I'm also a nanny, like, so I see it firsthand. And I'm like, what? You created this child for what reason? Because you want to carry on your bloodline? I'm like, first of all, you work at fucking Walmart. Like, what bloodline? Like, why is it so important that you carry on your, you know what I mean? I'm like, What legacy are you talking about? The legacy of being a shitty father? Like, I'm biased too, though, because I had a horrible relationship with my father. And I've seen lots of my friends have really, really horrible relationships with their father. And I'm not saying it's like I'm perfect and they're not type of vibe. It's just that, where's the effort? Mm-hmm. It's like people, not just me, many, many women would feel so much safer around men if they tried. If they tried to make us feel safe, emotionally, spiritually, physically. But that's the problem. They'd rather protect other men than be there for women. It's like, you can't be a provider if you're not communicating.
Dang, that makes so much sense.
Right?
They don't like women. They hate us.
I think they hate us.
I think they do too. Like, the more that I've been like just having to deal with men, even like in business stuff recently.
Oh girl.
They hate.
Nothing worse than a woman who knows what she wants. That bitch. She's so awful. And I'm like, why?
Yeah.
Because she simply has an opinion that is different than yours? Mm-hmm. Because she might know more about something than you do? The way that I've been mansplained about female issues is so fucking crazy to me.
Really?
Oh my God, girl, I've been mansplained about everything. I've been harassed a lot on dating apps. Oh my God, for being bi.
Why?
Well,
it's a thing.
It's a thing. The first thing is, oh, you're bi, so we can have threesomes. It's instantly
Always.
sexualized. Yeah. Instantly. And I'm like, first of all, no hot girl wants your crusty ass. Okay. So settle down.
Yeah.
Settle down. And also, it's just like, I think a lot of people take bisexuality as like sort of fake.
Yeah.
It's like very like dismissive, like, oh, you just like hook up with girls now, but like deep down you want a man. And I'm like, even if that is true, it's not your business, 1. 2, and I don't really think that's true. I think that's societal conditioning, that is what we need to want. But like, that doesn't mean I actually want that. Lord knows I don't know what the fuck I want, but it's not a shitty communicationless, loveless marriage where a man just wants me to go find hot girls that he can hook up with.
No, you're doing all the work.
All the work. Also, I get a lot of shit about being bi and having armpit hair. I have been yelled at by 3 men in the past few years for being like a crazy bi who probably has armpit hair and doesn't shave her legs. I'm like, that's true. I do not shave my legs because I don't give a fuck. Also, shaving has deep stems and ties to racism in this country. So we'll get into that another time.
Yeah.
But there's like a lot of reasons why I don't shave my legs. It's not because I'm bisexual that I don't shave my legs. Like, hey, like this leg is shaved for the men and this one's furry for the women. Like,
I'm straight as a board. I don't straight my legs.
There we go.
Much, like, nope.
Yeah, because who are you shaving your legs
well,
for?
I did shave today because I'm going to the beach, okay?
Almost like you were really furless.
No, okay, well, I'm going to the beach. I did it last night.
Oh, yeah, I don't shave for the beach either. There's something freeing about feeling the wind through your leg hairs. It low-key tickles, actually. I'm like, oh, what's on my... Oh, hair. Oops. Oh. But my leg hair's blonde, too, so I can't really, talk too much. I have, like, golden...
black.
Is your hair naturally black?
No, it's, like, dark brown, but the hair on my legs is black.
Yeah.
It's probably dark brown, but it looks black to me. Yeah. I don't know. I'm probably colorblind. Should probably go to the doctor.
What color's my hair?
Is it red?
It is red.
Okay.
I was gonna say, if you can't see red, then you're probably colorblind.
But it's like blonde red.
Yeah. It's summer.
Strawberry wine.
Is that a real song?
No, it's strawberry wine, but...
I'm not gonna. I was about to try to sing it, and I'm like, "Don't do that. You're being recorded."
No, okay, so we just before. Were you gonna say something?
No.
Okay. Before this, we were talking about how I'm about to be 30.
Yes.
And at first, as I was approaching 30, I just see all these TikToks about how they're the best years ever, and I was like, "Yes, I can't wait to be 30." Like, and then as it's getting here, I'm like a bit freaking out. Like I have till January, so we're good. It's September, but like,
what is making you freak out?
Probably the patriarchy.
It always is.
But I just am not. I feel like I don't have it all figured out. I feel like I don't have a retirement plan. I feel like I am not where I want to be. I feel like I do want children one day, and I feel like every day I wake up, my eggs are just dying a little bit more. Like things like that, just like normal, like whatever.
I mean, that's a legitimate fear. I feel like my ovaries do shout at me sometimes, like, fuck, fertilize the shit out of me. And I'm like, maybe.
Yeah.
Maybe, but maybe not. That's a normal fear, though. I feel like biologically, as women, our bodies do start to, like, be like, hey, I could feel like it's time. Mm-hmm. Especially if you start your period young. Mm-hmm. That is, like, from 16 or 15, whatever the fuck it is. For me, it was, like, 12 or 13. 12. Yeah. From there to now, that's a lot of years that our body thinks that we're physically ready to have children.
Yeah.
But a lot of the time, we're not. So I could see how that's hard. I say that the 30s were like the best for me because I was not emotionally and mentally ready to deal with shit and to deeply heal in my 20s. My 20s was like crazy and horrible, to be honest, most of it. But like when I turned 30, there was something about society being like, oh, you're getting old, that actually like freed space for me to explore. I'm like, well, if I wasn't going to explore and do the things that I wanted to do then, I might as well do it now because I'm old and my life is running out. So like, shit, I might as well do it now. So for me, like the 30s has been like a really incredible time. And it's funny, as I'm 35, but every year you get older, you're like, wait, I really thought this was going to be so old. Like I would be so old and this would be like such a horrible time to be alive. Like, oh, I'm going to be 35 with no lover, no children, no retirement plan.
Childless cat lady.
Childless dog lady.
I don't even have a dog.
Just a childless sad lady. In your rocking chair, all alone.
Oh, my retirement plan.
But like, listen, girl. First of all, if you build a community of people around you who you can look up to, who are in their 30s and they're living their best life and they're thriving, you don't really need to be scared.
Yeah.
I feel like people that like, if you want to be a certain way, right? You say you want to be a female entrepreneur. Go hang out with female entrepreneurs. Say you're scared of being in your 30s and that you're not going to be successful. You're not going to be whatever it is or whatever it is you're afraid of. Go hang out with those people and you'll see that there's beauty and power in being single and almost 30. Like, that's powerful.
Yeah. I don't even think a single thing bothers me. Like, I think the part of it is, like, I do just want a child and
Have you thought about freezing your eggs?
I just had a friend on that froze her eggs, and I think I am going
I've had
to do
quite a
that.
few friends who have done it.
Yeah,
Roxanne.
yeah.
Yeah.
Oh.
She talked about it at Journal Club.
Oh, she did?
Yeah,
Oh,
actually.
I forgot Roxanne came.
Yeah, one of the water signs group was talking about egg freezing because a bunch of the people in that group had done it.
Really?
I've not done it. It's too expensive for me.
I was reading, I actually saw something online that was saying you can freeze half and give half away, and you can get it done for like a really good deal. And I'm
That's
like,
so interesting.
I'm like,
But then you have to think about that your child, your half of your DNA is out in the world somewhere. Like, how do you feel about that?
see, I don't know.
Right? Right? It's like, okay, because I've always wanted to be a surrogate.
Really?
Oh my God, deeply. So I'm actually a doula too.
What?
I'm not a practicing doula, but I'm a certified doula for birth. Like, I love birth and women's bodies. I find it to be fascinating. And I want to be a surrogate, but you can't be a surrogate until you've had your own child successfully.
What?
Probably for like mental reasons to make sure you're not going to like keep the baby.
kidnap the baby.
Also, like that you can birth a child successfully without too many complications. But like, so it is interesting to think about.
I don't think I could be a surrogate. I think I would be the crazy lady that wants to keep it. Because you're carrying it,
But it's not yours.
But it's in your body.
I know.
So your brain thinks it's yours,
Yeah.
right?
I imagine so. Yeah. I mean, it takes a particular person to be able to do it for sure.
Well, that just went where I didn't think it was going to.
Sorry. We digress.
I digress.
There's the ADHD.
We're about two ADHD people get together for a podcast. So should we go to Mars?
No.
No, I hate Elon Musk.
Fuck Elon Musk. Like, speaking of shitty men, Elon Musk tops the list of... Ew, did you see what he wrote about Taylor Swift?
No.
So you know how she put up the post and was like, childless cat lady? He said something like, he posted on Twitter, X, whatever the fuck it's called, and said his app. He said he would make Taylor not childless anymore. Like, he basically was like, I'll impregnate you. Yeah, so they can name their baby XYZ, whatever the fuck their names are.
Wait, what?
Yes.
I didn't see that.
Like, that is what we're dealing with. This is Taylor Swift. Like, mind you, I am not a Swiftie. But
you're not?
Hell no.
I really was getting Swiftie vibes from you.
Oh, I'm kind of offended by that, but the Swifties will come for me, so fine.
Why?
Why do I give Swiftie?
The journal club, the like healing, the like girly.
Oh, okay.
Girl, that's the only.
See, that's not how I see Taylor Swift.
No, what? How do you see her?
I see her as a out of touch billionaire who writes whiny ass songs about shitty dudes. And I think that if you have that much power, thank God she finally said something about the election. Mm-hmm. Because I think if you have that much power and you're choosing to be quiet, to me, that is offensive. I'm like, how are you not going to stick up for things when you have that much power? She literally changed the economy, she and Beyonce, with their tours.
Oh, yeah.
Like, if you can change the economy by simply having a tour, if you say, I'm standing up against Trump, who stands for hatred and all the things that are evil in our country, her standing up and being like, oh, I'm going against that, that's going to affect a lot of votes.
Yeah.
And so I don't hate Taylor Swift because I love women in power. I'm like, okay, girl, we need more. But I just think that there's like a certain wealth level that people get to where they become so out of touch that I personally can't relate to them in any way.
That makes sense. And I didn't mean to offend you by saying Swiftie. I just
No. I'm not literally offended. I am such a slut for pink.
You know, me too.
But see, like, I'm a Chapel Roan girl.
Oh.
You know?
Okay, so this was great. What's your favorite? Two more questions. What's your favorite thing about being in your 30s?
That's a great question. What's my favorite thing about being in my 30s? Appreciating my wrinkles and realizing that I have a lot of wrinkles because I smile a lot, and that's beautiful. And freedom. It just feels more free to be in your 30s. It just feels like you have more space to explore. You have more autonomy. I don't know what it is, but I just feel freer.
I love that. That's a great answer.
Yeah.
It's a great answer. Speaking of journal club, we'll go back to journal club because you were like, one of the questions was like write down something that you about your body. Wasn't that one of the questions?
It was write letters to the parts of yourself that make you feel insecure.
Yeah.
That one.
And so I kind of did something similar because like I'm always like, me and my double chin beef a lot.
Oh, same.
We were beefing a lot, and I was like, I love my double chin because I got it from laughing so much.
There we go. Yeah.
I think, or I'm just like gained weight, but whatever. Like I wrote.
I mean, it doesn't actually matter. There's no wrong answer, right?
I was like, I got it from laughing so much.
That's beautiful. I love that interpretation for sure.
Okay, and then the final question. We went through this kind of a lot during the show.
Is it the icks?
Yeah, what are some of the icks you got? Because I feel like you got some funny ones.
So can we have like a whole podcast on my icks alone? Because as a neurodivergent person, I already start with like sensory icks. Okay. Like if you rub like chewing, oh my God. If I hear someone chew, I'll literally go into a tailspin. But no, it's like if somebody rubs me too long in the same spot, I want to like cry. Like I hate it so much. Let's see. My biggest icks are men who wear basketball shorts around. Like, bitch, you're not in the NBA. Put some regular ass clothes on.
But can we make an exception for Adam Sandler?
Of course. There are certain people that like just we're not talking about. Okay. Also, I have found this to be interesting for men. The men who really get pissed off when you critique them are the issue. If you're upset by what we're saying, that means you play a part in it. If you're confident that you're not playing into these things, you're not going to be offended by this. Mm-hmm. That's the part that kills me. I'm like, if you're pissed off, that means you're a part of it. Period. Anyway, my other ick, let's see. Not brushing your teeth. Oh, teeth are the... I know a lot of men who try to like touch you sexually who haven't washed their hands. I'm like, if you don't fucking go scrub your shit right now, you're not coming anywhere near me. Also, not communicating. It's like really basic shit. Mm-hmm. Like, if you're not a good communicator, it's just not going to work out. Mm-hmm. Men who are in improv clubs, that's a huge ick to me. Although improv is supposed to be really good for traumatic healing. But yeah. I just can't with like theater men. No, the improv. I do comedy. I do not understand improv. I have walked into so many improv shows. I have no idea what's going on, and I don't understand it. So I get that. It's like, what are you doing? What are you doing? What are you doing? What are you doing? Get a script. Get a life. Or be a family. That's so mean. I will not even lie. I'm a hater. So I am a hater. I am a beautiful fairy princess angel and a hater. And you can be both. The duality of man. For sure. But yeah, those are my maybe topics. Also flip-flops and jeans specifically. If I see a man in a flip-flops, the way that I just shrivel up inside me. Like the dryness is like... It's the Sahara. It's the Sahara. Like my mouth goes dry, my punani goes everything. My nipples go inverted. Like I had a boyfriend who wore flip-flops with jeans. Thank God, he was so hot and so tall, so I would let it slide sometimes. But I'm like, please, for the love of God, put on shoes. I hate flip-flops. Like slides? Slides are okay. There's something about like the toe. I'm like, oh. No. Nobody wants that. You can't even want that. And they don't feel good, even for women. They don't feel good. Flip-flops like never feel good. I just hate them. It's all about comfort. Here's a petition to kill flip-flops. All the flip-flops in the world need to be burnt. We're breaking down a whole industry over here. Sorry, Javianas. Stupidest billboard too. Just saying. Also, those shoes smell weird and they're not comfortable. They look like they're plastic. Do you remember the Old Navy ones that you could get for like $2? That's what they look like. Yes, I do. I do, in fact, remember. Yeah. I was an Old Navy girly. I was such an Old Navy girly. I still am. Me too. But I am on a no buying spree. Okay, so I haven't bought any new clothes. I think it's been like 5 months now. I only buy thrifted or I don't buy at all. I'm just trying to like cut down on consumption. It's been really fun. And it forces you to like take the clothes you have and like rework them in different and creative and fun ways. I love that. Yeah. It's fun.
That's amazing. I want to get more into thrifting.
Oh my God, well, let's go.
I've never been a thrifty gal, but I think I could do it.
It's really fun. It's harder when you're more of a plus size or any on the bigger end, but it is like a treasure hunt. You just have to know where to go.
Okay, so let's end with this actually.
Okay.
So I'm a bigger girl too, and I've been just getting called fat for the past like 4 weeks on
the internet.
Yes, and I'm like, guys, be more creative. Like I've called like, don't just say fat. Like come up with something better.
It's because they literally have nothing else to say.
And you make content too, and so I'm sure you've experienced stuff like that. Like, how did you like the confidence? Like, yes, the modeling helped, but like, where, like, I feel like you are so secure in your skin. Like, how do you do that?
Well, first of all, thank you for saying that.
Yes.
I like that. You never really know how you're being perceived, so I appreciate that. I'm a creative person, so I like to do little photo shoots, and if I have a vision that I know that I like followed through with and it turned out well, you just have to be fucking delusional. You have to be like, okay, I think I look hot, therefore I'm hot. Period. Also, a little hack on Instagram, you can filter words. I have a list of words that if someone comments it, DMs me it or something, it'll hide it. I won't see it. And you have to specifically go to the folder to find all these things. So you should put fat in there.
Okay.
Also, I'm okay with being fat. I think I'm still cute fat. So I don't actually have any issues with being fat.
I don't think.
Yeah, either.
I don't know why I whispered.
I know, I'm like, but also like fat's not a dirty word though.
Yeah.
Right? Like,
okay.
Well, I'm a size like 16, 18. So like, I'm bigger than the average person, but I'm pretty proportionate.
Yeah.
But like, fat is like such a dirty word too. It's like, so what if you're fat? Like,
yeah.
I don't know. I just think too, for like, if the only thing someone could say about you is you're fat, to me, I'm like, well, that person's dumb. And what do I care more about? Being dumb? Like, what offends me more? If someone called me stupid, that would hurt my feelings more than if someone called me ugly and fat. Because I'm like, I know I'm not ugly and I know I'm not stupid, but like, I don't know.
It's just like, I like that.
People just aren't creative.
No. Get more creative with your insults if you're going to do it.
You know, like creative insults are actually pretty hilarious.
They're so funny.
And I'm like, wow, that is a really creative. And I have like a very specific breed of fan on my Instagram that's like these like strange, specifically Middle Eastern men who write in my DMs, will you marry me? Shit like that. The best one I have is, hello, cute, fat, chubby. Literally. It's like, hello, chubby, fat queen. I'm like, did they just like Google Translate? Like, hello, fat, chubby queen. And so I should change my Instagram handle to Fat Chubby Queen, honestly.
It goes viral every time. Okay, that's so funny. That's so funny.
You know, just embrace it.
Yeah.
Who cares? Or filter that shit too. Like, if it's wearing on you, filter it.
It was wearing on me for a couple weeks.
Of course.
A couple weeks ago because it just had been a while since something like that happened. I'm like, ugh.
People on the internet too say crazy shit. But you don't need to prove to anyone that you're not fat or you're not whatever it is. That's the other thing. That's where the confidence comes in.
Yeah.
The more confident you are, the less fucks you'll give about crazy shit people say. And it takes time to build that. But like, you just keep showing up for yourself. Someone says you're fat, you take a second. You're not fat. I love you. And then you move on.
This is why you gotta come to Journal Club.
Oh.
She is the best. Okay, so when is the next Journal Club?
The next Journal Club is October 5th in Playa del Rey at the beach. Bring an umbrella.
It was so hot.
It was so hot. It was during the heat wave, but everyone listened and brought an umbrella. I was so pleased with that. I'm like, are people going to listen? I don't know.
No.
But come one, come all. If you have any inkling of wanting to learn more about yourself, come to Journal Club. We also do some breath work, so it's very grounding.
And just a community. Like I said, we're all looking for community, and it's full of really, really special people. I feel like you've brought a lot of special people. I feel like I've learned a lot. Like coming from a small town in Georgia, I would have never in my life met like some of like the conversations I've had, the people I've met. It's just really, truly been so special to me. Truly.
Oh, that means so much to me to hear that.
I want everyone to come.
Yeah, everyone come. If you're cool.
Only if you're cool.
If you're not cool, please don't come. Yeah.
Where can they find more information?
You can go to Instagram at Our Journal Club is the handle. Follow us. I also post all of the prompts on that Instagram account. So if you can't make it, you can still follow along. I will say that in person it's better because we do breath work and we do other activities to help you drop into it because some of the questions are intense. Mm-hmm. So it's good to do it in community and in a safe place. So follow along at Our Journal Club on Instagram.
I got a little teary last time.
Oh,
in a good way.
Okay. Well, you know you can always ask for a hug if you need one, or a pat on the whatever the fuck you need. A fiddle.
Thank you again for opening up your house, sharing your story. I had the best time.
Me too. It was really fun. Okay. Thanks for chatting with me.
Love you. Mean it. Bye.